Isabel, what's poppin'?
What is not going on?
See,
I'm doing
I, w-
well.
I want you to use this as like a therapy session. I'm your therapist. Tell me everything, okay?
Perfect.
When
Amazing.
you
I'm so
said
glad.
what's not happening, tell me all the things.
Okay, that's great. What's been going on as of recently? Honestly, you can't see it right now. I'm in my room, but it's like actually a disaster, and I have clothes everywhere because I'm packing
Mhm.
to go to LA tonight. But so you don't. No one needs to see that, but it's kind of it affects my like I feel chaotic when my room is chaotic. So that's my little like rants of right now.
I am the same. Well, I was about to say I'm the same way, but to be honest, my room's always chaotic. I don't know why. You
Yeah.
ever like because I am the type of person, and I don't know if this is me being a creative or what, but I am the type of person that will walk right out of my clothes and leave them right then and there
Yep.
until I have to use them again.
Exactly. I'm like, well, why put them away? Like I'm gonna use them again. Like what? Why would I put them away and have to take them out again? So I completely get that. But so I think we're probably the same way in that. So that's what's been going on with me. But what's been going on with you? I'm interviewing you.
Forget about me. No, no. I have this platform. We are going to use this time to speak all about you. So,
Yeah.
is there a lot of
Nope.
chaos? Is there a lot of chaos going on in your life right about now?
I would say so. The best chaos, like the most amazing chaos ever. But it is chaos. But it's all good. There's just a lot happening. I mean, we're trying to we're my brother and I are working on new music. I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule and like the classic like 50 million other things that are boring and no one cares about. But so that's what's been happening. But it's all good chaos. It's all for good reason. I like being busy rather than bored. So you know.
How do you, I guess, weed through the chaos?
Ah, how do I weed through the chaos? I'm kind of learning how to weed through it right now. Honestly, I'm like, because I think that I talked to my if I say that I talk to my brother about everything like 50 times in this just I just talked to him about everything. But we were talking about how it's like you there are like different levels to things. So I feel like recently we've kind of like this sounds bad, but like kind of stepped up in terms of level a little bit. And I'm like, okay, how do I manage now this level of stuff in comparison to what I was doing before? So I think it just takes some like reordering of habits. Like I probably shouldn't be going to bed at 3 a.m. every day. Like that should probably change. But so I think like reevaluating is a good term for it.
But you're a creative. Going to bed at 3 a.m., I feel like is the norm because I'm sure you're not just around watching TV or anything like that. You're probably
Yeah.
writing songs. You're probably putting together like video treatments and stuff like that, right?
That's generally when it happens. Yeah. I for whatever reason I it's so hard to get myself to go to bed because I'm like I like no one's else is awake, so I just get to be like with actually just by myself for a bit. So that's when I've written all the music video treatments, and my brother and I write a lot during that time. So most definitely, it's like creative hour, but then I wake up at 11 a.m. and that's like probably not ideal.
Do you ever like go to bed, right? Let's say you go to bed at a reasonable time and you never, ever, never.
Uh, when I think recently the one time I went to bed at like one no one like 1:30 recently, and I was like, damn, that's good. I was like,
Well,
I did really good today, but that was about it.
well, what I was saying is that you ever go to bed at a reasonable hour and then wake up in the middle of the night because something hit you, like maybe it was a lyric, a chord, or something like that, and you're like, let's
Yeah.
write that down.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's like, when you're falling. So I generally like once I'm out, like I'm like nothing can wake me. But but when like you're kind of in between that like halfway asleep, halfway awake, and I just that's like always the time where I start thinking about I'm like, oh my God, I just need to go to bed. Like, stop. Like, just let me think about it in the morning. But that's, of course, always when it happens. So, yes, I was all the time.
That's interesting though. Like that's probably the hardest part of being a creative that it's so hard to shut your mind off when all you want to do is just rest so you can get up and do the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean?
No, exactly, exactly. And then like no, it's also different because sometimes like things don't happen on like a schedule. Like I don't come up with in like a schedule. Like my brother writes so much, and it just like happens. Like there are certain times where it's like it'll be like someone wants new music, and that's like the time where I'm like I cannot think of anything. But then like it's just like the most random ever, and you can never predict it. But you just gotta you just I think that if you do it enough, like the writing and like the videos and stuff, it's easier to come up with things even when you're a little bit brain dead because you just do it so much. So, but yeah, it's very random.
Do you ever like let's say that there is a time where you're feeling brain dead or you just can't, you don't have that inspiration. Does your brother pick up the slack?
Yes, absolutely. No, he's great, and honestly, like, I mean, we kind of like it's good because we do work as like a duo, and because we actually used to release music as a duo, a long time ago, and then we switched it to like our own. Like, he has his own solo project, and I have mine because I just think it's we were just thinking about marketing, honestly.
Mhm.
Um, but the process doesn't change, so I think Thomas has obviously I love writing. But Thomas is like that's like his that's like the one thing he does is writing, and I really really love visuals. Like that's always been my it's like two different areas of things. So oftentimes like he'll come to me with like a hook melody or like just a hook, and then we'll write the rest of it together, or like just a melody and then we can like figure out the main lyric. Or like last night I brought him like a hook lyric, and I was like, I think I may have stolen this melody from something else. Like, what is this? Like, so yeah, absolutely. It's like, sometimes just depends. Like if he's tired, then sometimes I'll write more, and vice versa.
Important is TikTok or any social media platform to you or any artist that's coming up right now?
I mean, in all honesty, I mean, I wouldn't have like anything without TikTok. So I think it's so important for, and I mean, listen, if like there's another way to get to move, I would love to because posting on TikTok every day or every other day can get like tiring. Like you can burn out from it. It's
Mhm.
not always easy, but I owe so much to the app because I wouldn't. That's the reason that my stuff is out there is because of TikTok. Not to say like my brother and I have been doing this for like 10 years, so we just thought of it as a way to get it like just to put it in front of an audience, which it has done. So I think it's really really important, and I think it's just what you make of it. To be honest, like I think that like you don't have to promote yourself like other artists. Like you don't have to do that. I think that you find like what works for your music and for you. Like and maybe at some point I will. Maybe I'll take this back, but like I've tried making like the videos in my car like a long time ago, and it just never worked. It just didn't feel right for me. It just didn't work. So I think that I think it really works when you're able to find your like what you do
Thing.
best within the app, and like what promotes your music in the most real way. But I think it's so important.
So how'd you feel when you found out that I'm yours was a trend?
That was actually weird because I didn't even think it was a trend. Like I I posted like the funny thing is also TikTok is so unforgiving. Like it really does keep you pretty grounded. Because the first video that I posted with it, it did like fine, but it didn't do anything crazy. And then the second one it went but I didn't see that it was a trend. Like I just saw the videos doing well, and I would check and I would the audio and see how many videos and stuff were. I didn't see the trend for like a long time, and I was like, why are people making videos with the eyes? Like is that a thing? I was like, oh my god, there's so many. There's so many of them. So I think it's so cool that they did that with it, because again, like it's something I would have never thought of, but it's so cool. I just think it's really really interesting when people take things and like put it in their own perspective, which is just like something I wouldn't have thought of.
Tell me about I'm yours.
I'm yours. I mean, Thomas and I wrote it kind of about about like I mean basically just like having a crush on somebody who you live close to in all honesty, and feeling like you both like each other, but you're both too scared to say anything. But it's like the weird in between stage of like you're not dating someone, but you're obviously not friends with that person. And it felt like, just in my mind, maybe it's because this is like my own perspective, but it felt very like suburban to me. Like you're gonna like you're the person you like is gonna like pick you up at night and you're gonna drive like like it's like around like empty neighborhoods and like that. That's what it really felt like to me. But it is really interesting for me to see how everybody what people take away from it, which is it's so different from my own perspective. So it's I think it's super interesting.
What are you working on next?
I don't know if I can say. I mean, we're just we're working on new stuff to tease, and I think that I mean I don't want to give too much away. You'll see it on TikTok.
We'll see on TikTok. Any
You know
shows that
what?
are
Or
coming
you'll
up?
see it completely do nothing. So either way, you'll see it.
Well, you know what? I'm sure it will be amazing, just like I'm yours. And I appreciate you even coming on and chatting with us about
Of
everything
course,
that's going on. Thank you so
of
much for
course.
that.
I really no, of course. I really appreciate you guys having me on. And it's been great to talk, and I really appreciate you guys having me.
Thank you so much.
But more stuff is coming soon, so we're working on a lot of stuff, and I'm very very excited to show people. Just it's kind of that's kind of the whole plan.
Well, you know what? We will definitely look out for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.